two teams hungry to enter their ticket into the round of 16 in the NCAA Division III Women's Basketball Tournament. Welcome, everybody, to our coverage presented by JumboCast. We've got our round 2 matchup between the Tufts Jumbos and the DeSales Bulldogs to see which team will enter into the Sweet 16. I'm Andrew Howe, joined alongside Scott Blatt for this game. And Scott, these are two teams that, of course, were here yesterday to play in their first round. Both of them coming off of pretty dominant wins to try and make their way and continue that momentum into the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. Both winning pretty with large margins of victory. You know, DeSales winning 78-52, Tufts 84-54. Of course, you know, and they get those. And you know, for once, the scores are pretty accurate. Both teams were the dominant team very clearly in those games. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, how do you carry that momentum over? Because, you know, once those games are locked up in the first half, as they really were for both Tufts and DeSales, you can kind of get out of rhythm, you know, and kind of just, you know, coasting along. And neither team necessarily let up by any means. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how do you get back into that rhythm that propelled you to that start and find it against what we expect to be a much, much closer game today.
We're about to get underway here in this second round matchup. We're going to take a listen into the national anthem and the starting lineups.
Athletes, coaches, and fans, we request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, and other intimidating actions directed at athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Respect, it's the name of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats to honor America and those who protect our freedom at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem.
As we take a look at what these teams have to do to get their ticket into the next round, Scott, while both of these teams, you know, had pretty dominant victories throughout their first round matchups, they seem to have gotten there in different ways. And so it'll be an interesting lineup matchup to compare between these two teams in terms of what they need to do to get ahead early and stay ahead throughout this game.
Absolutely. And let's start on the tough side because they really ran with a balanced attack. You know, you had three players and Russell, Poindexter, McCann, and O'Brien leading the way, 14, 15, and 15 points respectively. But it was a very balanced attack. No player played more than 25 minutes. There's a clear emphasis, you know, once the game was locked away, you know, to get some players some action and also rest your key players, knowing there's a game tomorrow. Very different strategy over on the DeSales side where, you know, you had two players really leading the way, Avery Jordan and Michaela Reese. They combined both through scoring and assists to contribute to 23 of their team's 31 baskets. They are a two-headed monster, and they are everywhere, both offensively and defensively. They also played almost the entire game despite the score. You had Reese playing 38 minutes, Jordan a little less at 32. So clearly two different strategies. One prioritizing rest, one prioritizing, you know, keeping that chemistry going. both with their pros, both with their cons. It'll be interesting to see how that translates, especially at the start of this game.
And of course, coming off of the second end of the back-to-back for both of these teams, Tufts, their starters getting that rest can definitely be crucial, especially as we get to some of the later portions of this game. Of course, DeSales is rather comfortable with having a lot of their stars play very big minutes throughout the season. I believe Michaela Reese is literally averaging above 35 minutes played per game at this point in the year. So we'll see if the energy ends up staying as high as it did, especially on the defensive end, because, Scott, down low in the interior, DeSales is definitely not a force you want to mess with.
Absolutely. You know, only giving up about 50 points per game, slightly over that, which, I mean, and you saw it yesterday. They're actually slightly above their season average when they gave up 52. But, I mean, that 52 was a hard work 52. I mean, DeSales was swarming on the defensive end, and it really starts with Michaela Reese. You can tell she's everywhere defensively, you know, hustling for the ball. 5 blocks, 2 steals in addition to that. A ton of deflected passes, and she's everywhere. She anchors that defense, and she's so quick too, and you know, agile that she can basically guard anyone at any point on the perimeter or inside. You have to keep an eye on her and see who she's going to match up with. Right now, it appears she's going to take the tip against Maggie Russell.
Some changes to the starting lineup from yesterday. DeSales is rolling out with Amelia Saunders, the sophomore, number 14. Opening tip has been won by the Jumbos, and we are underway here in Cousins Gymnasium. Callie O'Brien to take the ball up front. Into Russell on the low post, guarded here by Reese. She'll take one dribble and a shot, no good. Strong offensive board by Sophia Rosa. She'll try another shot. Kick back out. Russell from the mid-range is good, and Tufts is on the board to start things off.
Exactly what you want to see. I mean, Russell gets an open shot, misses, but a good offensive board and another open shot. She's not going to miss 2 in a row.
DeSales with a chance to respond. Here's Avery Jordan. Over to Saunders now. Rosa playing defense up front, and she's going to get called for a blocking foul.
Yeah, already an interesting strategy. You can tell from the Jumbos, they are not going under the picks. They went very much over. You saw Sophia Rosa go all the way over and get her body on the ball handler. However, too much of it there, and it's going to be a personal foul.
Michaela Reese gets her first touch of the game. Fadeaway post move, no good. Strong rebound, though, by Megan Beeler. She'll go up for a second chance opportunity. Will not be able to convert. Callie O'Brien now working in transition. Molly Ryan with a good drive on the left side. She'll lay it up with the opposite hand.
Really tough finish over the much taller Michaela Reese. What a job to get that shot up without having it blocked. Nice finish by Molly Ryan.
Quick jump out front by Tufts to start this game off. Jordan is guarded by Russell. And a quick steal up front. Molly Ryan gets ahead of the ball, and she's now moving in the fast break. Cut into Rosa on the opposite side. She loses control of the ball. And it looks like DeSales will recover. It is Newsom now. Both teams moving fast in transition, and Molly Ryan collects another steal. Tufts maybe looking to slow it down a little bit with O'Brien. Newsom, a strong defender, will try her hand. Molly Ryan in the right side corner. She'll drive across the baseline. Swinging the ball nicely are the Jumbos. Callie O'Brien with a 3, no good. Sophia Rosa with another offensive board. She'll go up, but a nice block inside by DeSales. Avery Jordan with a deep 3, no good.
That's a big closeout by Sophia Rosa. We saw early in yesterday's game, Avery Johnson took 2 or 3 threes, made them all on shots, moves like that with that quick step in the shot. Sophia Rosa's advantage, however, is that she has the height advantage. It's much harder for Jordan to create that space.
O'Brien with 15 to shoot. Loses her dribble, tries to find Rosa on a cut, but doesn't look like the pass is lined up in time.
Noticeable effort by the Jumbos to get the matchup of Rosa on Avery Jordan. We've seen it offensive rebounding-wise. We've also seen it on the initial pass inside.
A deep shot by Michaela Reese. Don't see that every day. There's just going to be a 2, but DeSales get themselves onto the board.
And we talk about Avery Jordan as probably one of the more, maybe the dynamic offensive player, but don't ignore Michaela Reese. She can score from anywhere, and she's really, really quick as well.
Poindexter McCann with the drive to the middle, and it looks like she took an extra step or two. Going to be a call for the travel.
Yeah, we'll see on the replay here that, she picks up the dribble right here, and I think they must have called that, when she put that second foot down without having passed the ball yet. They usually give you the benefit of the doubt, but if you hold it on for too long, they won't do that. That's exactly what happened there.
Quick substitution for the Jumbos. Angela Alibrandi enters the game. Shot no good there by Megan Beeler. Second chance, no. Unable to convert as well. Callie O'Brien with the rebound. Tufts again moving in transition. Molly Ryan with the ball. Drive to the middle. Finds the open woman. It is Poindexter McCann from the left side corner. She'll hit a three.
Pointer McCann was unbelievable from long range yesterday with 5 made threes. And, she is continuing just where she left off.
5 of 6 from beyond the arc yesterday against Clark Summit. Beeler. O'Brien has the assignment. Avery Jordan hasn't gotten involved just yet. Angela Alibrandi finds a steal. Maggie Russell with 1 dribble, thought about a 3, but instead the Jumbos will reset. Alibrandi with a pump fake on the elbow, takes 2 dribbles down to the corner, no good. And Molly Ryan gets fouled off at the offensive board. Right away, Scott, we're seeing the Jumbos really fight on the offensive glass, crashing those boards really nicely.
Absolutely, and especially even without Sophia Rosa, and Sophia Rosa, when she was in, was the tallest player on the floor, and you saw she got 2 or 3 offensive rebounds, frankly, just by being that tall, being able to box her primary woman out. However, when you got everyone involved on the rebounding glass, I mean, for example, Molly Ryan, not exactly the one you'd expect to be getting these offensive boards, but it's clearly a point of emphasis that, let's push and let's crash the glass and get some extra shots. They only get 1 point there, but it's 1 point more than they would have had they not done so.
Molly Ryan averaging 14.5 points per game on the season, all NESCAC's second team this year. Newsom back over. Reese for 3 is good.
And Michaela Reese, again, we saw it yesterday with the tandem of Michaela Reese and Avery Jordan. And they're going to give that one a long 2 again. But, I mean, you can tell she's just so confident out there when she lets a shot go. It really felt like that was going in from the moment it left her hand.
Russell tries to get involved in the low post. Guarded here by Reese, and that's the defensive presence of Michaela Reese. She's going to grab the board as well.
And the great job to follow up that loose ball and make sure her team came away with it.
Beeler with a strong drive inside will pick up the foul.
And that's what Michaela Reese is. I think she's really an all-around force on this team as we see the drive here. The arm contact right there from behind will get you an easy 2, but Michaela Reese really doing everything. We saw her with the long-range shot there. We also saw her with defensive play there and the hustle and the wherewithal to get to, launch the fast break. And that's something we saw yesterday, which was, DeSales was best when they had Michaela Reese either leading or initiating the fast break. It was a really potent weapon for them, and Tufts needs to be aware of it because if they're not back defensively, they will pay.
Megan Beeler goes 1 for 2 from the line. Molly Ryan finds Russell on a cut. Alibrandi with a nice shot.
Beautiful cut. That's exactly what you need to do against this woman-to-woman defense.
Saunders now back up to Newsom. Maria Newsom, the primary ball handler here for the Bulldogs. Avery Jordan. Ball might have been kicked a little bit, but looks like they'll retain possession. The give and go. Jordan goes up strong. We'll pick up the personal. Ryan is going to get it.
We'll see on the replay here as Avery Jordan drives there. First of all, it's a great pump fake on Maggie Russell. Then a great job by Avery Jordan. We talked about it last game a lot, but her court awareness is just really, really, really good. We saw it a few times yesterday on some of the lead passes. She was able to find cutters, and she was able to do it once again here. Great cut.
Media timeout called here in Cousins as we'll take a short break. If you're a student here at Tufts and are interested in joining us here in the broadcast booth, consider joining us here at Tufts JumboCast. No experience is required to enter, just a strong passion and love for all things Tufts athletics. We're looking for commentators, directors, camera operators, content creators, graphic designers, and more as we prepare for the start of the spring sports season. Meetings are Monday evenings at 9 p.m. at Olin Hall. If you have any questions or concerns, contact us on Twitter, Facebook, or email at jumbocast@gmail.com.
And as the crowd is serenaded by a rendition of Old Town Road over the loudspeaker, bringing you way back a few years ago, it's great to see the NCAA tournament back in full force again. We haven't seen that in Cousins in a few years because of the pandemic when, Old Town Road was still a hit. And nostalgia, whatever you want to call it, whatever happens here today, it's great to see these teams back at it.
I don't know about you, Scott. I'm still jamming out to Lil Nas X.
Yeah, fair enough. And, we look at the scoreboard right now. Tufts has the 5-point lead. And it's really, obviously 10 points through the first 5 minutes, very, very respectable figure. But against a DeSales team that averages 75 a game on the offensive end, this is a really impressive start defensively. And it's really, they've done a really good job, keeping their eye on Avery Jordan and Michaela Reese, the two players who yesterday it felt like every time they touched the ball they were creating. Not so today. They've been really limited to the perimeter. You've seen Michaela Reese make her points from there, which is going to keep the Jumbos honest, but at the very least they'd rather her shoot out there than get the easy inside looks.
At the line again is Avery Jordan. These are her first points of the game, so a bit of a slower start than what we saw in the first round, but certainly we'll see Jordan start to heat things up as the game continues to go on. She'll connect on a pair.
Yeah, when you have a player of her caliber, you can't keep her quiet for that long. You can limit her opportunities, but they're going to come, and when they do come, she's going to make a few. It's just inevitable. You have to live with them.
Russell finds a cutting Annika Decker, who has just entered the game. Did not take the layup. Instead, kick back out to Poindexter McCann. And a foul call. I believe that's going to be on Saunders.
Yeah, the Jumbos will retain the possession there. I think Annika Decker definitely needs to go up for that shot. I mean, she is one of the smaller players. You did have, I believe it was either Reese and or Jordan kind of, keeping their eye on her. And I think she kind of got a bit, wary of taking that shot. But I do want to see her go up for that look after a great cut to get open.
Decker now taking ball handling responsibilities. Alibrandi guarded here inside. Will get tied up. That's a jump ball. Going the other way.
You'll see as you see right there, it starts with Avery Jordan, a big body down there, forcing the Tufts to kind of stay away from her, right? You can't take her one-on-one. It delays the process, and then all of a sudden, it ends up being a jump ball.
Lindsay Walsh enters the game for the Bulldogs. Jordan with a deep three. She connects. Avery Jordan with her first made field goal of the game.
And that's what happened. Exactly what happened yesterday. She had a couple good inside moves, but it was really the outside threat that opened up the rest of the floor for her. She's done it again here today. We're back to even.
Ryan with the smooth moves to the other side, but it's going the other way. Rosa will pick up the offensive foul. Some substitutions again for the Jumbos. Callie O'Brien entering for Poindexter McCann.
Yeah, so what happened on that play was, and you see it's something that happens all the time, which is Rosa kind of boxes out her defender. And the problem is, if you're too aggressive on the box out, they call it a moving pick. Sometimes they let it go, sometimes they don't. That one, I think they said, she made too much body contact. They called her for the offensive foul.
Jordan on the drive will pick up the contact, but instead, the refs will call a travel. Going to go the other way.
I think that's a good call. A lot of times what you see on those type of calls, the player falls and you assume a trip. But if the defender isn't moving and the player, the offensive player just happens to step on a foot or something, that's not necessarily a foul. That's what happened there. No one's fault by any means. It just ends up being a travel.
Molly Ryan, a step back three off the dribble. Will not be able to connect. Newsom with the board. Jordan at the top again. Newsom now has the assignment. A switch back onto O'Brien. Jordan, one dribble and a fadeaway jump shot. No good. Strong rebounding attempt there, but it looks like the Jumbos will get the ball back. Callie O'Brien now looking to make some work here. She'll draw the contact. I believe it's going to be on the floor.
On the other end, as we see on the drive here by Callie O'Brien, it's a good recognition that Avery Jordan is a little out of position or not ready to guard and help, and so she drives hard. They called it on the floor, as you said, so back to live play we go.
Jumbos will take a full reset here. Russell guarded by Reese. Spin move. Contact again. Looked like a lot of ball was made there, but Reese will pick up the personal.
Yeah, we'll take a look on the replay. Hard to tell from a vantage point of both the camera and us. That looks pretty clean to me. I mean, it's hard to tell going up whether there was incidental arm contact. If it happens simultaneously, it could go either way. At the very least, she did get a lot of ball, and Michaela Reese was not happy about that, and we know she has the talent to make those types of plays clean. I think on that one, it probably could have gone as a clean block.
Maggie Russell now with 3 points as she goes 1 for 2 from the line. Jumbos with a 1-point lead, 2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Newsom versus Decker. Saunders now thought about a three. Looks at the inside to Reese. DeSales is trying to feed Avery Jordan, who has a mismatch on Molly Ryan. But a strong defensive effort by Ryan means the Jumbos are going the other way. Maggie Russell now handling the ball in transition. Will try to find Alibrandi, but she loses control. The ball sails out of bounds.
Yeah, just a slightly errant pass. Nothing too egregious there. I mean, not really anyone's fault. A little high. Alibrandi also could have come down with it. On the other end, like you mentioned, it was a really good job by Annika Decker there, by Molly Ryan as well, guarding Avery Jordan with a clear height mismatch to force the miss.
Saunders gets by Decker, woes up for the jump shot, no good. Russell with another board. Ryan will slow things down with less than 2 minutes to play. Kick out. Russell for three. Is good. Tres puntos, Maggie Russell. (14-10) in favor of Tufts. Newsom off of a Reese screen. Avery Jordan again, but it's blocked by Angela Alabrandi. Russell retrieves it. Ooh. Breezes by Saunders. Looks again for Alabrandi, but again, the pass was just a bit errant, as it will once again be a jumbo turnover.
Outstanding play by Angela Alabrandi to get a hand on that Avery Jordan shot. She's shown time and time again, Jordan that is, that, if she can get the shot up, doesn't matter how much space she has, it has a solid chance of going in. Easiest way to do that, never let it get to the rim. It's exactly what Angela Alabrandi did on a great closeout.
Deep three by Michaela Reese. You're seeing Reese try to get open from the outside, but she finally finds her way to the cup. Nice right-handed layup to get back onto the board.
Ask Michaela Reese after the game. She'll say it's all part of the plan. The air ball allowed her to get to basically fool her defender, get a step on that easy cut.
O'Brien, long two, no good. Rebounded by Kate Early, who has entered the game. DeSales with a chance for a 2-for-1. Doesn't look like they're going to take it. Reach to the middle. To the outside, it's Welsh. Back in. Kate Early goes strong to the rim and ties the score up at 14.
Good recognition by Kate Early. What happened is Angela Alabrandi went for the ball. She realized she couldn't get it, so she tried to get back in position, but found herself slightly facing towards the baseline, not the basket, and a great recognition. And we head down to the last 10 seconds of the quarter.
O'Brien off of an Alabrandi screen. Finds Decker, who's open. Drive down to the baseline. She'll go for the layup, but it's blocked. Kick out. Poindexter McCann at the horn. No good. First quarter will end. Score tied at 14.
Yeah, good start to the quarter from Tufts. We looked up at the score 5 minutes in. It was 10-5. But again, you can't keep Avery Jordan and Michaela Reese down for that long. It was Michaela Reese who kind of treaded water for DeSales as they struggled to get anything else going offensively. She had their first 4 points, and then Avery Jordan came through with another 5 to get them right back into this game. A big 5-0 run in the middle there. And that was a story yesterday for both of these teams. It was a story of runs. Tufts started the game 19-2, never looked back. And DeSales, they played a close first quarter. It was 16-14. They were up by 2 at the end of the first. And then towards the end of the second, they went on a commanding 18-0 run. So both teams are very streaky, but in a good way. Keep an eye out for that as we head into the rest of the game.
We were talking about key match. We didn't get the chance to really elaborate on the key matchup before the game began, Scott, but if you ask, it probably would be between Maggie Russell of the Jumbos and Michaela Reese of DeSales, and they are both leading the way for both of their teams at the moment, each with 6 points. You're expecting both of them to take even more control and more agency as this game begins to progress.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're really just all-around, talents. That's what makes them so good is, we talked about Michaela Reese, especially when she had that block at the beginning where, she can find her shot offensively, but she's everywhere defensively as well. But you could say the same thing about Maggie Russell, right? She gets her shot up offensively. We saw it there, with that 3 that she took, as well as some buckets closer and tight. But she's also a really good defender. Both of them just have a really good all-around game. It's showing so far as they're leading their team.
On the defensive end, Tufts is doing a good job to try and contain Reese. You can see her trying to take more shots from the outside than we saw yesterday against Cortland. That change in the game plan, while it might not hinder DeSales in terms of the scoring department, might throw them off their rhythm a little bit as we head into the second quarter. Joelle Zeleny entering the game for the Jumbos. O'Brien with the first shot of the quarter, rimming out.
Just to note, Avery Jordan remains on the bench. She's getting an extended breather. She sat for the last minute or 2 of the first as well.
Early with a drive to the inside, but we'll pick up the traveling violation.
Good defense by Joelle Zeleny. It wasn't a traditional, pull the chair out from under him, but she did kind of move back subtly, and it changed the center of gravity and forced that turnover.
Ryan goes strong to the left side. Picks up the dribble to Poindexter McCann. Bit of a touch foul there on Amelia Saunders. It's going to be on the floor.
Yeah, you'll see in the replay there, nothing particularly egregious, as you see right there. Just a little hand check, but you know they'll get it there, especially early in the game. Nothing of particular interest either way.
Ryan again at the top of the key. She'll pick up her dribble, finds O'Brien, who's open, decides not to shoot. Instead, will take a drive. Loose ball again, another tie-up here on the Tufts side. And it's going to go the other way.
And did you see who made the initial contact on the ball?
Who was it, Scott?
It was Michaela Reese. She's everywhere defensively. She has unbelievable hands. And it's true for all of DeSales. We saw it yesterday, forcing so many turnovers and steals and blocks. They're just always in passing lanes and shooting lanes. We saw it yet again right there. And Michaela Reese is just everywhere defensively.
Grace Kelleher also into the game now. Here's Saunders on the strong drive. Up to the rim, no good. Russell fights for the board and will collect it. No team yet to strike here in the second. Poindexter McCann. O'Brien now with 11 to shoot. Zeleny at the baseline with a strong move to the hoop. Will draw more contact here. Another DeSales foul.
They got that in early, and I think that's the right call. You see right there, there's a bit of a extension of the arm. There was a clean swipe through initially, but that wasn't where the foul was. It was on the other side towards the basket. But yet another, barring that arm check, we were going to see another loose ball forced by another good defensive play on the ball on a swipe through by DeSales.
Ryan, oh, what a move. Unable to convert. Nice rebound. O'Brien fought for it and will be rewarded with 2 points for the Jumbos.
It wasn't something you draw up, but, good awareness by O'Brien to find the ball and take what's given to her.
First points of the second quarter belong to Callie O'Brien. Kelleher gets to the inside early. Gets another tie up here with Maggie Russell. We can see the loose balls. We can see how hard these teams are really fighting in the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely. Something I noticed there on that play, I think Maggie Russell did get away with a little contact on the ball in. She actually made a little body contact, kind of, made her stumble a bit. And that forced her to catch the ball under the basket as opposed to in front of it, then leading to what I thought was a clean tie-up. So, saw some complaints about arm contact on the tie-up, as we see something up with the scores table. I think they were just double-checking possession, but it is, in fact, white ball, as we saw. Last jump ball, maybe a minute ago, went the other way.
Alibrandi and Decker are back into the game. Ryan off the Alibrandi screen. Over to Russell now. Working against Reese. Strong drive with the right hand.
Sometimes Maggie Russell picks up the ball outside the three-point line, and she sees only one defender in front of her, no one in the paint, and you could just tell she's scoring. You could just tell. And you could tell right there when she went for that drive, she was going to get close, and that's a high percentage look she'll make all the time.
Deep three-pointer. No good there by Lindsay Welsh. Decker moving back the other way. Molly Ryan in the corner for three. No good. Just a bit too strong there. Rebound collected by Avery Jordan. Tries to find Reese over on the right side. Cross-court pass. Something that we saw a lot in the game yesterday. This time wasn't able to completely find the mark.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of those two, because Avery Jordan to Michaela Reese on the fast break was electric yesterday. Avery Jordan's court vision was unbelievable, making a lot of those cross-court passes. This time, though, a little too far behind Michaela Reese.
O'Brien. Alibrandi with another screen. Russell, deep three from straight away. Maggie Russell can do it all.
And the really impressive thing is how quick her release is, right? She picks up the ball and goes straight into the shot. It doesn't allow the defender to get set and get her hand up, so there's no chance it's going to be blocked, and it's going to be a timeout from DeSales as Tufts has gone on a 7-0 run to start the second quarter, exactly like we talked about, right, which could be a game of runs. We talked about this right at the break between the first and the second. We said keep an eye out for runs. We saw 10-5 to start the game, and then we saw 9-4 to end the first quarter. Now 7-0 again. If all's said and done, and it's the same as the first, then it's DeSales' turn. The key for Tufts, of course, is not allowing that to happen. And how do you do that? You keep an eye on Avery Jordan. She was the catalyst for their initial run. Don't let her get open threes. I mean, you don't want any baskets to go in, but threes can be a real momentum shift early in the game. You know, you're okay with them settling into the shot clock, taking 30 seconds, and making a contested shot, for example. Those are okay. You don't want, early shot clock open threes, because that represents more of a problem defensively than anything else, and that you can't have because you don't want to give DeSales anything to build on right now.
We'll see what the game plan change is here for Fred Richter, coach for DeSales in his 32nd season with the Bulldogs. This is a situation that we haven't seen DeSales in basically all season, currently riding a 21-game win streak, have looked extremely dominant throughout conference play, but now up against an opponent here like the Tufts Jumbos, who have been indomitable all season long. We'll see what DeSales decides to do when they are behind in the count.
Yeah, when you win by an average of 25 points, you win 20 games by double digits, 15 by 20, you're used to blowouts. They have played a few close games. However, they've also lost a few close games. Importantly, the only other two ranked teams they played this year, right at the beginning of the year, they lost both by single digits. So keep an eye out on that. This is one of the few games that DeSales is really going to have been tested on in this season.
Newsom collects on the inbound. Guarded heavily by Decker. Face-to-face defense is good. Newsom thinks about it, goes with the turnaround, and picks up a crucial 2 points for the Bulldogs.
That's what I'm talking about. It's not a defensive breakdown by any means. Just, one player taking advantage of a slightly smaller player. Just a good offensive play, but I don't think it changes anything for Tufts defensively.
Welsh gets the assignment onto Decker. O'Brien to the inside. Russell finds a bit of a lot of contact there. 3 Bulldogs surrounding the paint, and Russell will get a personal called against her.
That's what happens when Maggie Russell is so good, right? Look at exactly like you said. You have 3 defenders looking at her. Look where Avery Jordan is too. She's staring right at the ball, and that's how you saw, an open wing player, because all players on the court look right at Maggie Russell when she picks up the ball.
And it will lead to opportunities for open shooters if they can continue this track. Newsom with a strong drive.
Wow.
And 2 straight buckets here for Maria Newsom.
Good finish by Newsom to go around. There's 2 defenders, but she had a little delay, forced one defender to slow down, and she went right by the first one at the top of the paint, and then a really good finish to get right around Alibrandi, who kind of set up in position there, but hadn't taken away the entire floor.
Jumbo lead down to 3. Russell to Alibrandi on the inside. Guarded here by Jordan. 8 on the shot clock. Molly Ryan with the post move. Turnaround no good. Alibrandi fights with the rebound. It's staying right here.
Yeah, could have been a foul there on the shot by Molly Ryan. We'll see on the rebound here. Really good play by Alibrandi. You see what she saw there was Michaela Reese had her back to the basket after contesting the shot. Michaela Reese being the tallest player on the floor right now, that's one less defender out there. It's a prime opportunity for an offensive rebound. Great recognition by Alibrandi to really come crashing in and get another possession out of it.
Jumbo's at the shot clock reset. Decker looks at the pick and roll against Alibrandi, but Jordan will pick up a steal. A little bit too easy there for the Bulldogs. We'll see what they can do in transition. Newsom again, unable to find another, and it looks like Maggie Russell will get the board again. Poindexter McCann on the fast break. Decker with an open lane, finds Molly Ryan. She'll go for a drive. The floater is good, and the foul.
Yeah, a good job by Molly Ryan, and on Avery, as we see on the replay here. Great finish, and watch what happens with Avery Jordan. I'm going to take that back, actually. I don't think that's a foul. It could have been an and one, and it is an and one. But a lot of times we've seen this in the NBA, right? Especially, that whole leg kick thing. Looks like to me Molly Ryan actually was the one who initiated the contact there. Doesn't change the fact that it's a great finish. It'll count either way. But, they say ball sometimes doesn't lie. She misses the free throw there.
Michaela Reese, another deep 2-pointer.
That should be a 2. I'm not sure if the refs saw it. I'm watching the scoreboard.
Foot definitely on the line there, I believe.
Yeah, so I don't think. There it is. Yeah, that
should
was
just
a 2.
be another long 2.
You're Michaela Reese. That's 2 or 3 points you've left off the board. Just take a step back. But it's still really impressive. She's hitting all her shots out there. And also, another great defensive play.
Working on both ends of the court is Michaela Reese. DeSales trying to get some points back here. Jordan has a mismatch on Decker, but she fights for it and picks up almost a steal. Gets some contact there. Now Newsom back with the ball. 12 on the shot clock. A switch back. Now Jordan is guarded here by Russell. She'll kick a fadeaway and convert.
You know, I actually thought DeSales missed an opportunity. It was a great play by Decker, but she stayed on Jordan there on that switch. So Jordan had an opportunity earlier in the shot clock. That doesn't really matter. I mean, she's just so good, she'll get the ball anyways.
Deep three here for Molly Ryan in the corner. 3 more points for the Jumbos. You can see the space that Annika Decker's able to create with her speed there on the fast break shot. Now Newsom. Back out to Reese. She's been comfortable from the outside. This time the three-pointer is no good. Russell. Can the Jumbos hit 2 of 2? No good. Alibrandi again with a strong attempt at a board, but I believe it was over the back. Yeah,
you know, the key here and what you want to look for on those over the back calls is you want to see, as you'll see here, watch her arms. There she goes. They're not vertical. They're reaching over, hence over the back, as we see a great steal here from Molly Ryan.
Ryan with the hesitation, but will draw the contact instead.
It's also a great job by Molly Ryan. You know, great steal, first of all, then a great stop there. You know, because if she picks up that back foot and slides it, that's a travel. But you saw what she did. She was able to stop all her momentum and keep that back foot planted, create the contact, and get the shot up. I mean, you know, a lot of players will move that back foot, get called for the travel, but she gets 2 at the line.
Ryan now with 9 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound here in this game. Strong start for both her and Maggie Russell throughout this first half as she converts on a pair.
The 5 on the floor for the Jumbos have all the points so far for them, combined 28, and of course 21 of those coming from the tandem of Maggie Russell and Molly Ryan.
Lead back up to 6. Welsh. Ryan goes for another steal, but Newsom's able to recover. You can hear the crowd in Cousins starting to get electric. Saunders with 7 to shoot. Finds Reese on the inside, guarded by Alibrandi. She breezes by and converts with the right hand.
Great finish, great finish. You have to respect all of her, you know, her shot to get it up from anywhere, and it's a really good finish.
O'Brien on a kick to Ryan. Newsom has the assignment on the sophomore. Another Alibrandi screen, gets some space. Now Tufts will swing it around. Ryan across the baseline with the opposite hand. No good. Alibrandi with the strong offensive board. She'll go right back up, and she'll get the points back down. Newsom off the dribble for a 3.
Yeah, was not thrilled with the defense there. I mean, I think it was, you know, in the anticipation of a screen coming, the defenders kind of sagged back, but, you know, and Newsom just kind of moseyed on over to her spot. Not much resistance. There needs to be a little more on that.
O'Brien with a nice shot.
What a finish by O'Brien there. She didn't have an inch of daylight, and she was able to force it up and get it off the glass.
O'Brien and Newsom have been trading buckets back and forth. Kick
oh,
out.
Boy.
Avery Jordan is wide open, and Jumbos catch a break there with that miss. Saunders will try her hand at a 3. No good. Russell with a strong board.
Yeah, talking about catching a break. That's 2 straight possessions. You've seen wide open 3s. First times, I think, all game on, you know, a typical half-court set that the Jumbos have allowed those open 3s.
Reese almost gets away with the steal. And it does look like no contact was made, so onto the ball by DeSales. So Russell did go over to the opposite side. Is going to pick up the turnover.
And I'm not sure. I mean, it was hard for me to tell there if there was actual contact or it's just a good play, you know, to force the ball away or force the pass errantly. But if there was contact, it shouldn't have been a backcourt violation. You're allowed to pick up the ball and go into the backcourt.
Oh, Avery Jordan with a strong move, just unable to finish. Less than a minute to go here in the first half. Russell on the drive. Get some contact. No call by the referee. Now DeSales going the other way.
That was clean by Michaela Reese. Another great swipe through.
Newsom back over to Reese. Had the mismatch, but another travel. Poindexter McCann forces the walk.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell, but someone on the Jumbos there gets a hand on. I think that's Maggie Russell. Forces the deflection and then forces Reese to pick the ball up low. She had a plan as to what she wanted to do once she got the ball, but that small deflection forced her out of rhythm. One step too late, and it's a travel.
Jumbo's likely with one more shot here in this first half. O'Brien with the screen from Alibrandi. She'll try her hand at a deep shot. No good. Jordan tries to get the board, but she loses control. It's going to stay right here.
Yeah, DeSales, that's you really hate to see that, and especially because they're gonna consider her having the ball. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but because the shot clock's under 20, doesn't really matter. The Jumbos can hold for the last shot. That's a killer for DeSales.
Jumbos with a chance to blow this game open here at the end of the first half. O'Brien on the drive. Go up with the layup, no good. Jordan with a little bit of time left. They're going to try to get it out to Saunders, who launches from half court. And that's how this first half will conclude. Strong second quarter here by the Jumbos. They now find themselves up by 5 headed into the break.
Yeah, and it was, I think both teams can, be okay with how this game ended. I'm sorry, how this half ended and how the rest of the game's setting up. Obviously, the Jumbos are up on the scoreboard, and I think they played a really good game. I mean, this is a DeSales team, again, that wins games by 25. You don't fluke into that. They're a very potent offense. And for the most part, except for that mini run there, I think the Jumbos have done a great job keeping Avery Jordan and Michaela Reese in check. Again, they're such dynamic players that they're going to get their opportunities, and they've converted a bunch of them. But the opportunities have been fewer and far between than what we saw yesterday, where they were basically getting to the bucket or getting open shots at will. And it speaks to the scheme of the Jumbos. And being able to take that away. Something to build on and keep doing in the second half. If they're able to do so, it's going to be hard for DeSales to find that, second gear or third gear and get back into this game.
Yeah, and while the star players here for DeSales haven't been as explosive as they were in the first half, we see some of the other members here of the Bulldogs starting to step up. Newsom with 7 is a key example here of a starter that has really started to perform here in this first half. On the Jumbo side, of course, it is Maggie Russell and Molly Ryan, both in double figures at the moment. And we'll see, those are going to be the key points as we head into the second half. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, second half action between Tufts and DeSales.
So hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Hypnotic.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
back, everybody, to the beautiful Medford, Massachusetts, here in Cousins Gymnasium on the campus of Tufts University for our second round matchup between the Tufts Jumbos and the DeSales Bulldogs. Andrew Howe and Scott Block here to take you through second half action. Scott, it was a back and forth first half for both of these teams, but when it comes down to it at the end of the day, large part of how Tufts has gained this 5-point lead is stopping one of the star players here of the Bulldogs in Avery Jordan.
Absolutely. Yesterday, of course, in tandem with Michaela Reese, but Avery Jordan shot 8 for 12 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, en route to a 20-point outburst. Today, she's only shot 2 for 8. Michaela Reese had a really good first half, absolutely. But, when you have a two-headed monster like that, if you shut down one of them, it goes a long way. You're okay with letting one of them beat you because, you can't get the ball in Michaela Reese's hands every possession. You can't get her shot every possession. And that'll be something to watch, absolutely, is, what will DeSales do to get Avery Jordan going? Because she is such a key part of their offense. They can't win without her. And let's see if they can get her going to start the second half.
Of course, the player garnering the primary defensive assignment against Jordan here is Maggie Russell. But as we start off the second half, we immediately see a switch. Molly Ryan trying to guard the bigger forward. She'll turn around with the lay-in and get the first points for the Bulldogs.
That's an easy way to get her going, is get that switch, right? You set up your defense, but if you can get such a smaller defender on Maggie Ryan, then it gets Avery Jordan an opportunity close to the basket. She can see a layup or a quick shot go in.
Rosa on the low post. She'll make a turnaround. No good. Strong attempt for the board is fought for again by Rosa. That's a jump ball headed right back to the Tufts possession.
Yeah, great job by Rosa. We saw that right to start the first quarter as well. There were a couple misses, and she was there to clean up the glass on a few possessions. Pretty similar story to start this the second half.
Ryan regains control. 15 to shoot. Finds an open point next to McCann. She'll pump fake. Find Maggie Russell, who is wide open from three-point land, rimming out and off the back of the iron. Rosa with another offensive board, keeping the ball right here. Jumbos with another opportunity. Point next to McCann, thought about it. Instead, we'll go for a drive. The bank shot from about 7 feet will get Tufts on the board from the second half.
When Poindexter McCann shoots 5 for 6 from the three-point line yesterday, everyone in DeSales has to be aware from it, and they're guarding against it. It opens up a drive and a lane.
Lindsay Welsh starting off this second half. Now is guarded here by Russell. Reese on the high post, fighting against Rosa. Strong move off the glass, yields 2. Jumbo lead to 3. Rosa guarded by Jordan. We'll find O'Brien. She'll try a 3 and will connect. Reese, back to Jordan, and that's a travel. Extra steps here for Avery Jordan as she'll send the ball back the other way. You can hear the Tufts crowd really starting to rile up in what could be the last game of the season here in Cousins Gymnasium. O'Brien tries to find Russell, but it's broken up. Walsh bringing it back the other way. Lindsay Walsh for 3. It's good. Slices that lead right in half.
Yeah, there was a choice there to go under the screen. There haven't been, there hasn't been too much three-point shooting on the DeSales end, but you go under, you open it up.
The cutting Ryan goes up on the left side. She'll collect for 2. Molly Ryan now with 12 points. Welsh at the top of the key will go for another 3. Off the back of the iron, O'Brien will collect. On the break, O'Brien, 1-step, 2-step, off the glass. Callie O'Brien is starting off this second half strong. It's been an explosive opening here to this second half, Scott.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Jordan with the turnaround, no good. Strong board fought for by Maggie Russell. Poindexter McCann thought about it. Takes a drive. Russell was open for a second, but a nice close out there by Reese. In the middle, Poindexter McCann back out to Russell. She'll try her hand at a three, no good. Sophia Rosa fighting for the board, another jump ball.
You'll see on the replay here, Maggie Russell throws up the three. It was off, and, a lot of times what happens when the ball doesn't hit the rim or, hits the rim quickly, hits the glass only, you get crazy rebounds right there. Rosa almost kept it alive because of that.
Oh, Reese with a nice find inside. Beeler, but it's broken up. O'Brien now on the fast break. Jumbos will slow it down. Tufts with one of their largest leads tonight at 7. Rosa not a threat from the outside. We'll find a cutting Poindexter McCann. Back out to Russell. One dribble, step back. I believe Reese got a hand on it, but Rosa with the recover. Russell back outside. Rosa down the baseline. We'll find Ryan off the other end. Rosa again picking up an offensive board. And a loose ball foul called against DeSales.
And I mean, DeSales won't get the ball after this possession, but Michaela Reese everywhere again. Got a hand on the outside shot and also forced that air ball from close. As we see there again, another primary defense, and she's you hope she's okay. Thankfully looks to be hit in the face, no worse for the wear.
Down the line goes Beeler. A push will be called against the Jumbos as they finally get a foul called against them here in this half.
And the refs are hearing it both from Michaela Reese, but more so from the DeSales crowd right now. I think what Michaela Reese is saying is on that drive right there at Maggie Russell, almost certainly inadvertent, but she caught an elbow, and that's why she was a little slow to get up. Good at the very least to see that she's okay and able to get right back into the game.
Newsom with the drive. Tries to find Reese on the inside, loses control. Another tie-up here. We're seeing jump balls left and right. This time the Jumbos will get the better end of the 50-50.
Yeah, that pass needs to be a little better. I'm not sure what the idea is there with Maggie Russell clogging the lane as well as 2 other Jumbos in the vicinity. Not sure that's the right pass there. I think there's, trying to force it into where there was no space.
Ryan in the corner. Finds a cutting Russell as she gets hacked on her way up. Maggie Russell headed to the line to shoot 2.
Great cut by Maggie Russell right there. Catches Michaela Reese. One of the few possessions where we're seeing Michaela Reese kind of not exactly where she needs to be. Great awareness by Maggie Russell. She'll get 2 from the line because of it.
First free throw connects here for Maggie Russell. No Bulldog in foul trouble just yet. As 2 for 2 for Russell from the line. She is now leading the Jumbos here with 13. Bulldogs trying to respond. Welsh gets around Ella Brandy. Pass is broken up by Decker. A steal for the Tufts freshman. Jumbos looking to get this lead into double figures, trying to find Russell in onto the low post. Reese was a factor there on the defensive end as it's going to send the ball back into the Bulldog territory.
You're going to see a world record for jump balls here. I mean, but I think what it really does speak to, right? I mean, how do you get jump balls? You have players, diving for balls, but why are the balls out in the first place, right? Why? It's because there's good hands, right? Players having good hands. And as you see, we're going to read a team impact video right now.
It's media timeout. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back here with the remainder of second half action.
At Team Impact, we pair kids who have been sidelined by serious illness and disability with college teams from across the country.
What's up, big man? You good?
It's more than a single-day meet and greet or photo opportunity. Our program places kids on a multi-year journey, becoming true members of a collegiate athletics team.
We are Penn State.
From signing day to game day.
I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact. All in, all together. At Team Impact, we pair kids who have been sidelined by serious illness and disability with college teams from across the country.
What's up, big man? You good?
It's more than a single-day meet and greet or photo opportunity. Our program places kids on a multi-year journey, becoming true members of a collegiate athletics team.
We are
Penn State.
From signing day to game day.
I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
4:32 to go here in the third quarter in Cousins Gymnasium. Once again, second round NCAA tournament action presented by JumboCast. Andrew Howe alongside Scott Blatt here. As here, the Tufts Jumbos off to a very good start here in this second half, Scott. Lead going up from 5 to 9 already with 4:32 left to go.
Yeah, it's been a really good start, both offensively and defensively. They're not giving up any easy shots. And something to note is, DeSales really took control of the game through their fast break offense. Tufts has not allowed them to do anything on the fast break so far this half.
DeSales with possession here. Reese with the kick out. Welsh will drive to the left side. We'll find a cutting Beeler, but a foul is called. I believe it's staying on the floor.
It's a really good cut right there. And as you'll see, the contact's going to happen before she goes up for the shot right there. And so it'll stay on the floor, side out.
Welsh off the inbound. We'll find Beeler, guarded by Russell. Back out Jordan with the mismatch against Ryan, but instead we'll find a cut back to Beeler on the inside. Layup no good. She'll cover her own board, but Russell fights for it right back. Decker across the baseline. We'll find a cutting Alibrandi. And more contact garnered here by the Jumbos. Foul going to go here against Avery Jordan.
You'll see really inadvertent right there, but Jordan, not a push by any means, but she's going for the ball. Unfortunately, because the ball's on the ground for her, she ends up making contact with the body, and it's going to be a foul.
Quick shot off the inbound. Russell unable to connect as it'll sail out of bounds, headed right back to the DeSales territory.
We saw this in the first half as well. The Jumbos opened up a 7-point lead. It felt like, they might be able to take control of this game. And DeSales slowed the game down and then started to inch their way back, see if they can build on momentum from a couple defensive stops in a row.
Jordan guarded by Decker. She'll get by. Now Alibrandi has the assignment. Clean contact on the block. Angela Alibrandi with the rejection. Ryan to Poindexter McCann. Finds Alibrandi on the outside. Back over to Ryan. Ball movement nice for Tufts so far on this possession. 10 to shoot. Cross-court pass to Poindexter McCann. Thought about a 3. Instead, back out to Russell. She'll have to make a decision here with 3 to shoot. One dribble and a drive. No good. The shot clock will expire, but the ball did make contact. Sailing out of bounds off last touch here by a Bulldog. It's going to stay here on the Tufts side of the court.
Unfortunately for DeSales, because it was a really good defensive possession, again by Michaela Reese. She almost got her hand on a pass to Maggie Russell there, and on the drive, she had great body position, forced the miss. But it speaks to Tufts crashing the board so they're able to get another possession out of it.
Ryan off of a Rosa screen, unable to hit that 3. But the ball gets right back to her somehow, some way. Rosa. 7 to shoot now. The Bulldog defense is holding tight. Russell for 3. No good. Rosa has to get it up, and that's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, that was just a stout defensive possession by DeSales. Tufts is a really good offense, but DeSales, let's not forget, they only give up 50 points on the season, right? We know they're built to withstand really potent offenses, and when you're going against a team like that, you're going to have possessions like that. Frankly, they're just duds. You hope they don't spiral, and they haven't so far for Tufts, which is why they're ahead.
Saunders into Reese. Back into Avery Jordan. Contact gathered here by Molly Ryan, who really tried to get a stop in there, but it's going to be a foul called against her.
Yeah, the Jumbos were looking for, an arm extension there, an offensive foul, but I think Avery Jordan did a really good job of not extending her arm, not making it a clear and obvious call. And because Molly Ryan is a smaller defender, right, you're going to give Avery Jordan the benefit of the doubt that she just kind of pushed her over. And a big miss right there. DeSales really looking for points right now, and Avery Jordan, typically a really good free throw shooter. That's one that she wants to have back.
Jordan 78% from the line. Will connect on that one to get her finally into double digits. 10 points now here for the senior forward of DeSales. O'Brien trying to get that one back. Zeleny entering the game. Point next to McCann. Gets some space, back out to Callie. O'Brien now off of a Rosa screen. Zeleny over to Decker with 7 to shoot. Across the baseline drive, broken up here by DeSales, and now Michaela Reese is running with it in the fast break. Back out, Jordan to Reese. Bulldogs will reset. It is Saunders on the left side, guarded by Zeleny. Jordan now guarded by O'Brien. Another mismatch here for DeSales. Can the Bulldogs convert? Back out to Reese. She'll try her hand at a 3, and it is good.
Michaela Reese has played an unbelievable game. You know, when the I'm not sure. I think we're gonna
really
foul.
push, yeah.
No, I think we have an offensive foul.
Oh.
Yeah, we do have an offensive foul. Wow, what a huge swing right there. A contested 3. Yeah, we have a contested 3 on one and on that same end. You know, it seems like an instant inbound pass leads to the offensive foul. You know, all of a sudden, 9-point game, what felt like 40 seconds ago, it's 5 with a chance to make it a 1-possession game.
We'll see if they can convert again. Reese with a long-range shot, no good. Molly Ryan gathers the board. Now looking to move quick on the other end. Look at the speed from Molly Ryan, driving right up the middle for 2.
Unbelievable awareness. She recognized that there was no one able to converge in the paint, and she's like, I'm going to take that. I know no one can catch up with me. Exactly like you mentioned, the speed made it there.
Lead back here up to 7. Early. Guarded here by Zeleny. Defense is good, but not good enough. 2 points here for DeSales. Jumbos will get one more shot here in this third quarter. Rose at the top of the key. Decker drives, now Zeleny controls. Over to Poindexter McCann. Ryan with 10 to shoot. Back out. Zeleny with an open lane. She'll drive forward, but will take an extra step, getting that turnover called.
Yeah, you'll see right there. She puts the ball there, 1 and 2, and then picks up the foot. They're going to call that a travel. It wasn't really going anywhere either way. And for DeSales, these have been a great last minute and a half to finish the quarter. The question is, can they convert on this possession, make it a 1-possession game going into the 4th?
Maggie Russell entering for defensive purposes on this last possession of the third quarter. Deep 3 by Amelia Saunders with time still on the clock. But the ball is gathered here by Kate Early. Can she get a buzzer beater to go? The contact was there. Basket no good. And Tufts hold the line to end the third.
You'll see right there. She's going to go up. They don't know, actually. I'm not sure what the refs are conferring. To me, it sounded like the siren.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Scott, but I'm pretty sure that ball went in after the contact for sure.
I think the issue is that the horn is not aligned with the lights on the clock. In NBA professional, they make sure it's like that. Not so here. So we heard the horn go way off. That's why we were so sure. We're like, no way that counts. On the replay, it goes in and it leaves the hand before the light goes off. But the horn went off. That's the official clock. The refs, I think, got it right. DeSales will inquire about it, but that's probably what they're going to say. Nevertheless, a great finish for DeSales for the last 2 minutes. It really felt like the game was slipping away for them at 43-34, but they went on a great run, and it started defensively. They really locked in there and didn't give the Jumbos any easy possessions for the last 2 minutes, and they're right back in it.
Right back to where we started to start off the second half, Scott. 5-point lead for the Jumbos with 10 minutes to go. We take a look at some of the key performers here for the Jumbos. Of course, it is Molly Ryan and Maggie Russell leading the way with 14 and 13 apiece, respectively. Quick shout out to Sophia Rosa. Has not scored just yet, but has collected 9 rebounds, leading only behind Maggie Russell, who has 10. So you can see the presence down low for Sophia Rosa. We say it time and time again. The forwards here for both of these teams will be crucial.
Yeah, and on the other end for DeSales, paced by exactly who you'd expect, Michaela Reese and Avery Jordan with 25 points. But it does mean that 15 of those points have come from other places. It's really been Maria Newsom and Kate Early who've combined for 11. Those are the ones to watch, especially Maria Newsom, who has that outside shot, right? When you have when you have two primary scorers, that can create opportunities for those long-range shots for other players. Keep an eye on her as we go into the 4th.
Yeah, seeing Newsom shoot well from the outside is definitely a welcome sight here for DeSales. as we kick off this fourth quarter. Reese fumbles it just a little bit, but a kick right back out to Maria Newsom. On a switch now, Russell gets the assignment, and she will almost get the clean block, but instead gets a little bit of contact. Foul is going to be called. 2 shots for Maria Newsom.
Yeah, well, seeing the replay here, and you'll see if you actually look at her reaction, that is Maggie Russell. She knows she got arm right there. At least on the way down, she probably got a piece of ball, but the primary contact was arm. No argument on her end. It'll be 2 free throws, and well-deserved at that.
Newsom this season an 80% free throw shooter. So seeing any of these shots not connecting here from the charity stripe, a welcome sign for the Jumbos. You can hear the crowd here in Cousins certainly playing a role, as this is one of the most packed games that I've seen here as my time at JumboCast, Scott. Jumbos get their first possession of the fourth quarter. Alibrandi in to start things off. Back out, Poindexter McCann, and over to Alibrandi again. She'll go for the turnaround. No good. Strong defense there by Kate Early. Reese at the top, but a whistle blows. Another foul called against Tufts.
Yeah, already 2 team fouls, just 47 seconds in. You know, neither team's been in particular foul trouble, but especially in the fourth, you can't give away free points at the line. And wow, we're gonna get a travel there. Looks like there must have been a shuffling of the feet. Really hard to tell from our vantage point.
And you could see the crowding of players around that right side corner, Scott. Just really didn't have much space there to do much. And then that's what led to the turnover and what's leading to Jumbos regaining possession here in this fourth quarter. Molly Ryan on the outside takes 1 dribble. We'll look back to Russell. The give inside to Alibrandi, but a strong block again by Michaela Reese, showing her defensive presence on the interior.
I mean, the number of times we've mentioned her name, I mean, offensively, obviously, she's the leading scorer right now, but defensively as well it's really remarkable what the contribution she's made everywhere on the court.
Russell off the inbound, guarded by Reese, and once again playing a very strong role in preventing that bucket from going down.
And then she gets out and leads the fast break. Not going to lead to anything here, but you admire her hustle. She's everywhere, and she gives it her all each and every possession.
Saunders with a step back 3. Off the mark. Fighting for the rebound is Early, but it looks like Ryan is unable to get it. Possession stays right here on the Bulldogs side. Reese against Poindexter McCann, now getting double teamed with Russell trying to help. Unable to convert here on the fadeaway. Now Maggie Russell leading the transition. Push-off foul called against Kate Early, just trying to stop that fast break.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's a good foul. You know, you don't want to give the Jumbos, especially in the last few minutes, have not really had much success setting up as Sophia Rosa checks back into the game. They haven't had much success setting up in their half-court offense, so make them do it again. Don't give them any points on the fast break.
Avery Jordan also re-entering for what you would expect to be the rest of this game. Still a tight one here in Cousins. Jumbos find themselves up by 4. Rosa in the middle. We'll go for a turnaround. Gets crowded, goes up and down, but it looks like a DeSales member got contact onto the ball, so it will be that jump ball, and it's going to stay right here on the Jumbo side. Scott, you can see as soon as Sophia Rosa or Maggie Russell gets the ball down low, the crowding in by the Bulldogs on the defensive end is certainly there. And so if you are Tufts, you know, trying to find the open woman definitely will be important here in this last 8 minutes.
Absolutely, and a quick note, they do not reset the shot clock. They only have 5 seconds there.
Russell with a strong move. Acrobatic from Maggie Russell. She can do no wrong, Scott. Russell now with 15. Crowd starting to feel it here in Cousins. Jordan. Strong drive on the left side, tries to find an open woman. Nice ball movement. Newsom for 3, no good. Tufts regain control. Poindexter McCann working her way all the way around. The fadeaway off the glass, no good. Another quick move on from the transition, but it's going the other way. Maggie Russell collecting the charge.
Absolutely. Great play by Maggie Russell. And you know that one left a mark. Looks like she's okay because that's a big head of steam coming down your way. She stood her ground. Great defensive play and the correct call. And the Gemos will get another possession out of it. And as we see, looks like DeSales is going to bring out a pretty strong, tight, full court press here.
Still a 6-point lead here for the Jumbos, and right away you can see the press getting to them a little bit, barely getting the ball over in time. Now DeSales resets another half-court formation. O'Brien at the top of the key. Looking for a step back for 3 points, no good. She fights all the way back for the long offensive board, and is staying right here on the Tufts end. O'Brien calls out a play. Decker finds Rosa on the inside. Guarded by Jordan, she gets by, picks up the contact, and will head to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, really good play by Sophia Rosa right there. You'll see she makes this, she catches the ball and she makes a great turn. Avery Jordan makes one mistake there. She swipes for the ball while Sophia Rosa is making that turn. That puts Jordan a step behind.
And it's hard to believe, Scott, but those are Sophia Rosa's first points of the game. She's been such a factor all game, but it's really been mostly in terms of the rebounding. Now finally with a chance to add some points to the board here at the line. Jumbo lead back to 8. DeSales need to find some momentum here quick. Newsom over to Jordan. Tight defense so far by the Jumbo. 7 to shoot. Cutting inside is Lindsay Welsh. She goes up. Last touch by the Jumbos is going to stay here on the Bulldog side. Five to shoot on the clock. Welsh has to get it up. She does, but it does not go into the hoop here for DeSales. 4 minutes gone by here in this final period of play. O'Brien off of the Rosa screen. Pulls up, no good. Strong rebound fought for by Welsh and Decker. Another tie up here, another jump ball. And DeSales will be the one to get possession.
You know, those things do matter, especially when you get in the last few minutes. It's not going to show up now. DeSales will keep the possession, but it means a lot that Annika Decker, the smallest player in the court, is getting a jump ball. And, of course, now Tufts has the benefit of the arrow going into the critical final 5 minutes.
Timeout called by Fred Richter. DeSales trying to salvage their season here, finding themselves down 8 with 5.5 left to go in this second round matchup of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and this really feels like a critical next probably 2 possessions each way, right? This is kind of the area where Tufts has been able to keep the lead for a lot of the game. 7, 8, 9 points. They haven't been able to extend it yet, and it speaks to DeSales' resiliency. We wondered, you know, having led so many games by just so many points, how would they face a test in what we expected to be a close game? And so far, they haven't been able to get over the hump as far as getting back in the lead, but they've done a great job of staying in it and putting themselves in a position. You know, they'd rather be ahead. But at the very least, they have a great shot here. They need to crack down on defense, and they really need to start scoring. They've dried up a bit. They've got to play through Michaela Reese. She's been their best player today. She's been able to score from pretty much everywhere.
And we've seen the lead sort of hover between 4 and 8, back and forth throughout this second half. And, you know, for the Jumbos, being ahead at this point, having that firm advantage, having that strong cushion, has been a big benefactor for them throughout these last 15 minutes of second half play. But getting now down to the wire here in what could be some of the final minutes for some players here in Cousins Gymnasium. You have to make sure you still control the pace, still control the tempo, and still control the big forwards of Avery Jordan and Michaela Reese.
Yeah, and on that note about, you know, playing for the last time in Cousins, it's really great to see. like you mentioned, a really solid turnout from both, parents, but also fans, but also the student body as well. They're making a ton of noise, and we feel like it might be affecting some of the free throw shooters on the DeSales end.
DeSales trying to respond. Jordan with a mismatch again, but gets crowded. Kick back out. Saunders back into Jordan. You can see the crowd. You can see the triple team, double team. Jordan trying to get a shot up, but will not be able to. Rebound picked up by Callie O'Brien. Jumbos with a new defensive strategy. Crowd Avery Jordan down low. Russell to Rosa. She'll go up with the left hand, no good. DeSales get possession back. Less than 5 minutes to go. Jordan, here guarded by O'Brien, picks up her dribble. Will have to get rid of it to keep the ball moving. Beeler down the baseline, will connect on the runner. Crucial points here by Megan Beeler. And the full court press continues for the Bulldogs. Saunders is guarding Molly Ryan. Gets some space from a Russell screen. Finds a cutting Annika Decker. Cutting across the baseline she goes. Back out to Ryan. She'll try her hand at a long-range jumper. And Rosa will gather the board. More time off the clock here for the Jumbos. Callie O'Brien, one dribble and a three. Off the back of the iron. Strong rebound fought for by Maria Newsom, and it's going the other way. Beeler again with another runner on the right side. No good. Sophia Rosa picking up yet another defensive board. Check foul called. And you can see the frustration starting to set in here for DeSales, Scott.
Yeah, and it shouldn't. I mean, I think I would have preferred to see them slow down on the other end, but that's one possession. I mean, it's a two-possession game right now. And I mean, I think the momentum definitely feels like it could go either way, right? Tufts has definitely played the better last few minutes, but it's 6 points is when you have dynamic scorers who can score from anywhere. I mean, that's two possessions. That's a minute worth of time, right? You have plenty of time. Be smart, right? We don't need some of those fouls. You don't need because now you're at 4 fouls for DeSales. You cannot put Tufts in the bonus any more than and give them any more points than they need to get. So they really need to lock in and just play good fundamental basketball, which they've done all season. That's how you stop opponents, and that's how you force opponents into scoring only 50 points a game against you in a woman-to-woman defense, is everyone plays in lockstep and plays good fundamental defense. If they can do that, I mean, they're right in this game.
And the defense still has been, pretty solid by the DeSales Bulldogs overall. Only, allowing the Jumbos to score 49 points at this point in the game. Still a very solid showing on the defensive end.
Absolutely.
The problem is finding their opportunities on the other side of the ball. Avery Jordan, who has been their lead scorer throughout the entire season, is shooting 3 for 12 from the field, which is not a position that you want to be at here if you are the DeSales Bulldogs. So a really good job by Tufts to try and address the strengths that DeSales provides. But some sort of deviation has to be there here for DeSales if they want to find an angle to get back into this game.
Absolutely, and that's why Avery Jordan was scoring from everywhere yesterday. Right now, it's Michaela Reese. You got to play through her. I mean, if it gets at least 2 open shots for Avery Jordan, great. But I think Michaela Reese should be the one you primarily target. Just the way she's played today, she's been everywhere, and she's been able to get points from all corners of the court.
3.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Russell on the post with the turnaround. Strong move, strong basket for Maggie Russell. Jumbo lead back to 8. Saunders with a step back 3. Way off. Callie O'Brien collects the rebound. You can hear the crowd just reminding us what that play was. Top of the key, Maggie Russell, spinner, and the turnaround, and she gets it to go. Another acrobatic shot by Maggie Russell sends the lead into double figures. To the inside now, Reese trying to cut the deficit, and it's going the other way, or not. Disagreement here on the referee's side. It looks like it will stay here on the Bulldogs' possession. Not entirely sure what the foul call was there, Scott.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, but all I know is you check the clock, that's 2.5 minutes. That's one thing's for certain. DeSales needs to score. They're running out of time.
Need a bucket here on this possession. 11 on the shot clock now. Newsom controls. Gets a switch. Now Jordan is getting double teamed again. Where's the open woman? Reese for three. No good. Sailing out of bounds, and the Jumbos are starting to taste this ticket to the Sweet 16. Ryan now can try to slow it down. Almost finds Russell on the inside. Reese with a factor defensively, sailing out of bounds, but it stays here on the Jumbo side with 13 to shoot. Poindexter McCann with a step. Foul called away from the ball, I believe, as Lindsay Welsh will pick up a personal. And the officials are gesturing towards the free throw line.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, right? There was that one frustration foul. All of a sudden, that puts them at 4. This puts them at 5. And, I mean, even though Russell can't hit the first one, that's free points, at least opportunities for free points that you're giving up.
Maggie Russell now with 20 points and 12 rebounds in one of the biggest games of her career as a Tufts Jumbo. Jordan, guarded by Rosa here. Looks to drive on the left side. Looked like a strong defensive effort, but the foul is going to be called against the Jumbos.
Yeah, we'll see right here in the replay. Yeah, it looked like a lot of ball on Rosa. Again, we can't see from, the referees, the baseline perspective. There might have been contact with either the head or the shoulder on the swipe through, which is probably what they called. However, a solid defensive play by Rosa. You're okay with forcing them to the free throw line.
Avery Jordan, the MAC Freedom Player of the Year. All first team, all conference. She'll go 2 of 2 for the line. Lead cut back to 8. Poindexter McCann trying to break the press. Will find Rosa wide open as the ball barely slips away from her fingers.
Really well executed press right there. It was a great trap, and more importantly, that you had a third defender rotate to the normal outlet, which is the wing. That took it away, and it forced them to go up court, and a bad pass.
Time continues to tick away from DeSales. Jordan has to get a shot up. Contact made here on the floor. Strong defense by Maggie Russell, but the clock continues to stop here. Maybe not what you want here if you're the Jumbos.
Yeah, but it's okay for now because that one was on the floor. Keep in mind, though, that is 4, so the next foul will put them in the bonus. So now you want to lock in and try to avoid any free points.
Welsh on the inbound. We'll find Beeler. Right back out to Welsh. Step back off of her leg. Molly Ryan trying to retrieve it. Decker as well. We get another tie-up. And remember that arrow, Scott. It's going over to the Jumbos.
That last tie-up, what did we talk about? We said Annika Decker went in there. It's the smallest player in the court and forced a tie-up on the on the rebound. It didn't mean much, and now it does. It's a huge swing.
DeSales need to stop here. Decker gets the ball across half court, tipped away by Megan Beeler. So another inbound here for Tufts. You have to start to wonder when the foul game starts to come through. Decker will get the inbound in the backcourt. The pressure is on here by DeSales. The pass is broken up, but Jordan gets some contact from the backside. Sophia Rose is a bit shaken up. It looks like she will be okay, but more free throws coming the Jumbo's way.
Yeah, it's a hard foul, but it's nothing too dirty or anything about that. Avery Jordan, she's going for the ball there. She gets a lot, She gets a lot of, and I'm not sure, they're going to send Sophia Rosa to the bench, but she needs to be the one to shoot free throws. So if she's injured, I think they're going to have to figure out what goes on here. Usually the rule is if she's too hurt to shoot the free throws, then she might not be able to come back in. So I think I'm not exactly sure, but that might be it for Sophia Rosa.
Shirley still a capable 5 on the floor. But what a game Sophia Rosa has had. And we'll hopefully try to to add some more games to her repertoire if Tufts continue to advance here. Alibrandi in her stead will convert on a pair. We are closing in on the final minute of this second round matchup. Timeout called here by Fred Richter. His 4th timeout of the game. Will have one more if they are going to work some sort of miracle to come back from an 11-point deficit with 1:03 to play.
Yeah, it's definitely an uphill battle, right? The first thing you need to do is get points right here. You know, you don't have to get a 3, although you're probably looking for it. And then after that, they've been executing the full court press really, really well. And so that is a sign of life. You know, they should feel confident that they can force a turnover here, a turnover there. The problem is now that you're at 11, that's a 4-possession game, barring any 4-point plays, which I imagine the Jumbo is going to make it a point to avoid. So you need to get 4 possessions out of this. It's going to be tough, especially when you have the Jumbos rolling out a lineup that you know can shoot free throws.
And especially when you have a DeSales Bulldog lineup that has not been super successful historically from the 3-point line, rely a lot on the 2-pointer to get their scores on the board. We'll see what their offensive game plan is here on these final possessions. Welsh to the inside will find Reese. Has to get a shot off quickly. Layup no good. And Russell gets the rebound. DeSales electing not to foul here just yet. Get the ball into Alibrandi's hands. Ryan. Jumbos know that they can hold. Time off the clock is crucial seconds for them here. Alibrandi from 20 feet out will collect. And that might be the dagger into the hearts of the Bulldogs. Final timeout called here by DeSales. That is now a 13-point lead. Tufts has really controlled these final few minutes, Scott.
Absolutely, and again, this speaks to, you know, Tufts is used to playing a lot of closer games. You know, they've, going into the NESCAC opponents throughout the year, it's a really, really, really difficult conference, as we well know, especially, and that's important to keep in mind with, you know, a potential rematch against Amherst looming next week should both teams advance, right? So the Bows are used to playing these close games. Not less so for DeSales. You know, they had a couple good wins, close games, but the other closer ones they played, they actually have they've fallen in, right? Most of the single-digit games they played, they lost. And unfortunately, it might just be lack of experience in playing these crunch time minutes this year that you've seen the difference play. The Bows have really been able to execute their fourth quarter game plan just much, much better than DeSales has.
You can argue that this is one of the toughest opponents that DeSales has faced all season. Of course, 0-2 against opponents that were ranked in the top 25, according to D3 polls. So, you know, against a stronger opponent, looks like the challenge might be a bit too much for them as they look for some sort of play. Reese will get the lane to cut to 11. Now you really need a foul here. Ryan will get possession. The pressure still on by the Bulldogs as they do get the ball up court. Decker has some space.
I think DeSales is content to, yeah, they're not going to foul. I think they're content to let it run out.
The crowd in Cousins is loving it. Fred Richter and his DeSales squad will end their season here in the round of 32 as the Tufts Jumbos have earned their ticket to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, a great, great game from the Jumbos. They deserve this win. You know, they're going against a pretty tough opponent in the DeSales, but they were able to you know, take control, especially in the second half. And you know, really they led pretty much end to end, right? There are a couple ties in there, but they really controlled the pace of play throughout the game, save for a couple mini runs by DeSales. It's a really great win, something that they can absolutely build on as they, you know, go into the Sweet 16 and beyond. They don't know yet who they're going to play, but Amherst, you know, if they win, is the likely candidate, and that, of course, will be a very tough game, given the prior history between the two teams.
Yeah, of course, Amherst beating Tufts in the NESCAC semifinals, as well as another time here in the regular season. But a strong victory overall, and we, of course, will be looking forward to see the Tufts Jumbos move forward in the NCAA tournament. But for the DeSales Bulldogs, it is the end of the season. We're going to take a listen in as some of these players will get honored for the final time this year.
Number 23, Maria Grissom. Number 23, Lindsay Welsh. Number 25, Kelsey Carroll. Number 31, Grace Tyler. Number 32, Kate Early. Number 35, Bianca Montecat. Olivia Scotty. And Wendy Whitman. We would also like to recognize the coaches and support staff for DeSales. Head coach Fred Richter, assistant coach Casey Filio, assistant coach Ken Kish, manager Dean Lovato, manager Mia Rosenberger, and athletic trainer Michelle Winter. Congratulations to the DeSales University Bulldogs. Let's give all these outstanding student athletes a round of applause.
Strong performance overall by the DeSales Bulldogs, of course, the champions of the MAC Freedom Division. Tried their hardest, but at the end of the day, it was not enough to match the pure and utter ferocity of the Tufts Jumbos as they will be moving on to the Sweet 16 here in the NCAA Division III tournament. Once again, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in to our coverage brought to you by JumboCast. We're going to take a short break. When we get back, our color commentator, Scott Platt, will have an interview with one of the winners here at Cousin Gymnasium.
So hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.
that scores a lot. They average 75 points in the season. How are you able to hold them to so few points and, kind of take control of this game defensively?
Well, I think it was a complete team effort. We were all locked in, gave our 100%, and honestly, defense wins games, and I think our defense today, we were very intense, and we communicated with one another, and it was awesome.
We don't know what's going to happen as far as other teams. This could be one of your last games, if not your last game at Cousins. How important was the crowd today in the win?
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. Everyone was so hyped up, and it was just awesome. It was a great environment, and honestly, we were all saying how we got the chills, when we hit a shot, because everyone was so pumped up.
Final question, obviously advancing to the Sweet 16, how are you guys going to prepare going into next weekend?
I think that we're going to have a great week of practice again, focus and intensity at the same time, and really hone in on the things that we need to work on and get better at.
All right, great. Thank you. Great game today. Back to you, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you very much, Molly Orion. And once again, big congratulations to the Tufts Jumbos as they have made their way into the NCAA Division III Sweet 16.
So hypnotic, magical.
Throughout this entire winter sports season. While we're not sure exactly what is going to be happening in terms of hosting duties down the line, we're certainly grateful to have covered all the games here at Cousins, and of course we hope you will continue to support us as we move forward here in the spring sports season. With that, we'll be saying good night, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and again, so long here in Cousins Gymnasium.
So hypnotic, magical.